Hello and welcome to the edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on today's show, McLaren showing off that Speedster Elva last year, the year of 2019. But now here we are in 2020 with the modern climate and everything like that. And when McLaren talked about building 399 of these things for the world, now they've pulled back on that, claiming they're going to build only just 249 of these vehicles, claiming that the customer base demanded this. They wanted this vehicle to be a little bit more exclusive, but, you and I both know what's really going on. Apparently, with coronavirus and everything else that's going on right now, I'm assuming they probably couldn't actually sell 250 of these things. So they probably had about 240 orders. Figured let's build 249. It does make it more exclusive for those who actually buy this particular vehicle. But you know what? $1.7 million roadster that you can't drive most of the time, it might not be the best option for people in this current climate. Next up on the list, well, the Cybertruck's back in the news because Elon Musk released a little bit more information. One of them very intriguing, one of them a little bit more down my alley. Well, the Cybertruck is obviously a weird-looking machine, but apparently it's going to get a pretty significant change. Elon Musk claiming that the vehicle is going to be 3% smaller. Whatever that means, but, when they showed that vehicle towing that F-150 up a hill, yeah, that thing looked absolutely massive. So building a little bit smaller is not a bad thing. He also claimed the thing needed to kick butt at Baja. Apparently they may be going right after the folks over at Ford with their Raptor, Chevrolet with their Colorado ZR2, and that brand new TRX that's supposedly coming very soon from the folks over at Ram Truck. So this will be really interesting to see what they may have up their sleeve. Next up on the list, well, the folks over at Zagato are at it again, building custom editions of Aston Martins, and they're showing off their brand new creations, even though these vehicles will make their official debut coming up this summer, which will get a little bit more details. Now, what do you get? Well, you can either get the Roadster version or the Coupe version of these vehicles, and they're going to be significantly exclusive, because there's only going to build 38 of these vehicles for the world, split right down the middle. But there is a little trick. Apparently, if you would like a brand new Zagato Coupe or a brand new Zagato convertible, you gotta want them both, because apparently they're going to sell them in 19 pairs. Yes, you heard me right. They haven't actually said exactly what they're going to cost, so I'm assuming it's going to be pretty significant. So we'll definitely keep you in tune with the brand new Zagato Aston Martins we'll be going for when you buy both of them coming up. And they're still going to get into production this year, and also apparently folks are going to be getting their cars in the fourth quarter of this year, which is pretty impressive. So we'll definitely have some more when this thing makes its debut this summer. Next up on the list, well, the folks over at Toyota getting a bump up in the horsepower range with the brand new GR Supra for 2021. But it's something that, well, the folks over at BMW finally released to them. If you don't know, this love child between two manufacturers, that being BMW and Toyota getting the Supra and BMW getting the all-new Z4. Well, there was a bump up in power for the Z4, especially for the M40i, which got different pistons, different compression ratio, along with a brand new manifold for the machine, which bumped it up almost 50 horsepower. But now, for the first time ever, the new Toyota GR Supra will get that, which bumps up its power now to 382 horsepower, 368 pounds-feet of torque out of that turbocharged inline 6. And this vehicle is going into production right away, with orders possibly be filled later this year. Next up on the list, talking about horsepower, the folks over at Ford showing off the brand new Cobra Jet 1400. Now, if you don't know what the Cobra Jet is, basically this is a drag race only option car. If you buy a brand new Cobra Jet, it's basically legal for stock competition and NHRA, IHRA competition, but you can't actually drive it on the streets. But the 1400's got a little trick up its sleeve, apparently while following in the footsteps of General Motors, as this thing is all electric. Yes, you heard me right. It's an EV drag race car. 1400 giving away a little bit of it because it's 1400 horsepower, 1100 pounds-feet of torque. And the standard Cobra Jet with its, normally aspirated lump and 3-speed, or I guess it might have a 2-speed power glide, That particular vehicle apparently will do in stock trim, in stock competition, NHRA, IHRA competition, would do mid-8s in the quarter with a top speed of around 150, a little over 150 miles an hour. But this particular car, in testing, has already done low 8s at 170 miles an hour. In fact, if you want a little sneak peek, you have the Motor Trend app. There is a show called Hard Sell, which got a host of Tom Ford, an ex-Fifth Gear host, who actually got behind-the-scenes look at this particular machine. And it's pretty doggone interesting to get them see them doing some early testing of this vehicle, especially of it doing a massive wheel stand way past 60 feet. So, impressive piece of kit. General Motors never built their EV drag race car, so I'm assuming Ford isn't going to as well, but you never know. Time will tell. Sticking with the Ford Motor Company, but a lot less good news. Remember the old Focus RS? We've been anxiously awaiting for this generation's Focus to get its RS version, but apparently in the sign of the times, underneath the coronavirus COVID-19 umbrella, well, apparently this vehicle is being axed from the lineup. The 2.3-liter EcoBoost turbocharged 4-cylinder unit, along with supposedly a 48-volt mild hybrid system, which is going to bump up the power quite significantly, especially torque numbers, apparently didn't make the emissions numbers, and obviously in this type of climate, it was an easy car to axe from the lineup. So I bet that this thing will make a return, maybe in 2022, maybe in the next generation Focus, but boy, that's going to be a long time trying to wait for that machine to come upon us. Next up on the list, well, you may remember this particular machine, the Sportwagon version of the CTS-V, 6.2-liter supercharged V8, and it could be gotten with a manual transmission. These things are ultra rare. They didn't make a bunch of them, and they're holding their value more than anything. In fact, in the car that I just purchased a couple of years ago, this was in the lineup of what I was looking for until I thought it was way out of my price range for what the car was, especially when it comes with a manual. Well, apparently Cadillac may still be kind of looking into this. On a show called Autoline After Hours on Autoline.tv, the executive chief engineer for the brand new CT4V, CT5V platform that's apparently going to get that new Blackwing 6.2-liter supercharged V8, also backed up with a optional manual transmission, said that they've definitely been looking at bringing back the Sportwagon. They're really keeping in tune with their V faithful folks, and they really would love to see this car return. So there is that option on the table. They haven't made an official announcement, and this is also kind of just hearsay. But to have an engineer actually come out and say that, yeah, we're looking into it is pretty interesting. So we'll definitely keep you in tune more of what we hear. And last up on the list, you may remember these three smiling faces from a Super Bowl ad earlier this year, warning the brand new Toyota Sonata's SmartPak option. Yes, the SmartPak option, where basically you get the car in line, you could basically hit a button and the vehicle would end up parking itself. Well, the 12,000 cars on this planet with Hyundai's SmartPak option, apparently this option's been having a little bit of issues. The car doesn't know when to stop, and apparently the vehicle's been running into things without a pilot inside of the vehicle to stop it. So they're all being recalled. But apparently from Hyundai, this particular option is just a software issue, so it may be an easy fix. And if you got a vehicle with SmartPak or SmartPak, you could have your vehicle back in your garage with its new option very, very soon. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Don't forget to like us over on the Facebook page. Links down in the show notes. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time. Get the first dibs on the brand new shows as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.